Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to round 9 of our F1 2002 career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live last weekend at Austria, first of all, I'd like to apologise. I didn't record the audio from my bath. Unfortunately, it decided to pick up the wrong microphone, so I apologise for that. I just left it because the race was quite interesting anyway, and obviously, you know, we like to do the live commentary on the channel, and you could still kind of hear what I was saying. It just wasn't the nicest on the ears, so a massive apology for that one. I'm hoping I've got it fixed for this one. I probably should have checked before I restarted recording, but yeah, take a look then at the World Championship. Frentzen back-to-back victories now is giving him a healthy little buffer at the top of the table. 14 points clear of myself after both of our teammates failed to see the checkered flag last weekend out in Spielberg. So we need to desperately try and just revamp our championship hopes a little bit. Haven't won a race since Baku 3 races ago. So just trying, you know, we can't let Frentzen build up too much momentum, especially as we head back to our home Grand Prix. I'm hoping we're going to have a couple of tracks that suit our car coming up in the next few races, but we'll have to wait and see. We've got a constant flow of upgrades that are going onto the machine as well, and I think we're going to do another one, a huge ECU upgrade, which should be ready after the summer break. So try to spend all our R&D as and when we can. Get yourself subscribed if you're new. We're trying to hit 140,000 subs on the channel, and also if you enjoy these videos, you can click the join button for just £1 a month, and you get early access to all the videos on the channel, plus a few other cool little features as well that I hope you guys do enjoy. But anyway, let's head out then to our home Grand Prix. Hopefully, there's going to be a bit of red support this weekend. Well, here we are then, qualifying for our home Grand Prix. This race last season was a little bit of a disappointment, and it looks like things are going to get even tougher as we head into this one. I've sadly had to take a 5-place grid penalty for a new gearbox. We just started to have a few issues with it right at the end of last weekend's GP, so I don't really want to run the risk around this venue either. Just going to take the fresh one, worry with the penalty, try and carve our way through nice and early on when we get into the Grand Prix as well. So wherever we qualify, we're going to start 5 places lower, ready for the start of the GP. But yeah, this circuit has always been a happy hunting ground for Williams inside this game, and I would expect this season to be no different. So as we try and make our way, of course this was the old start-finish straight back when these cars were racing here. Through the old turn 1, they're not quite flat out, but look at that pace from Michael Schumacher. A pole position stay for him would certainly be useful for not only myself, but also the entire team's momentum. Just proving that maybe we are going to be able to fight in towards the second half of the year there a little bit more. This could be a really good lap time by Michael Schumacher. We're botching our lap just a little bit at the moment. Really struggling for front end grip there. As you can see, Frentzen, through some of the twisty bits, is looking very, very good as well. It is German v German at the front of the order there. We are just having a horrible, horrible lap though out of the final corner. We are going to line up P6. Well, it's going to be P11 in the end. That has been a terrible run. Well, to end up a second away from pole position there, I'm pretty disappointed with. Just the lap slowly unravelled. I think we're not running enough downforce on the car, which is ultimately costing us a fair chunk of time there. But Frentzen v Schumacher up at the front of the order. Jacques Villeneuve in P3, with 2 of our other Brits there, Button and Anthony Davidson, both having a really good qualifying effort to line up P4 and P5. But we've got our work cut out. The same can be said for McLaren. Neither of their cars are getting inside the top 10.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone and it's time for the British Grand Prix. 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zones.
Well, here we are then down on the grid, ready for the British Grand Prix. 26 laps ahead of us today. But I'm going to try and just tweak a couple of little setups where I can. We're going to run 8 front wing now to try and give ourselves a little bit better bite. I'm going to tweak the differential, and I believe also I'm going to run slightly, minimum tyre pressures on the rear end there, just to try and help us in the traction zones. But yeah, sunny day here from Silverstone, which is always pretty good going for the British Grand Prix. A very simple one-stop strategy. And lining up P10 then, I believe Jenson Button has also taken some grid penalties. Ready for this one? It is going to be 5 red lights though down on the grid. And it is going to be lights out. And away we go then, trying to avoid getting too much wheel spin. But we are going to lose a handful of places. Oh, in towards turn 1 there as Jenson Button will swoop straight across my nose in towards that first corner. We were trying immediately on a bit of a fight back then in towards the loops. It looks like Schumacher's had a bit of a bad start as well, losing a couple of places there to Anthony Davidson and Jarno Trulli. As round the outside of Mark Zanebi will go on the exit of that first sector there. Coulthard and Zot Baumgartner wheel to wheel as we make our way down in towards Luffield there. But yeah, those Williams absolutely bolted away at the front of the order. 3 wide as we head through Luffield there. Could not find the grip around the outside there. But we'll try and get the power down on the exit. We could be going wheel to wheel. Oh, with David Coulthard. Of course, this move at this point certainly hadn't built up as much infamy as Coulthard wanted to try and turn in there. Luckily, will give us a space on the inside. And we will actually gain... Well, sorry, we haven't lost a place on lap 1 then. As you can see, Danica Patrick, Alex Wirtz going wheel to wheel through the S's there of Maggots and Beckett's. Is just getting a little bit loose on the gravel on the exit of that corner. 3 wide as they make their way down the hanger straight on lap 1. And I believe, yeah, that Sauber has got a lot of power underneath it. Hence why he's able to, is able to get away from those cars behind. So Baumgartner as well then having a look to the outside of Mark Webber back in towards turn 1. It's absolutely parking it on the apex of that first corner there. Mark Webber, a little bit of a lock up through the next couple of corners. But yeah, we need to try and find a good rhythm with the car. I think I'm trying to lean on the throttle a bit too much too early. And that is ultimately why, we struggled in qualifying, I think, because of the traction bog. And I think, we're struggling early on in the race for exactly the same reason as Jenson Button there. Ever the opportunist, it would appear, especially at his home Grand Prix, trying to make something happen. So can we get the power down then and try and have a look around Zot Baumgartner to make our way back to the old turn 1? I mean, look at the straight line speed of that BAR. So much of an improvement from last season. And like we said, around some of these high-speed circuits, the likes of BAR and Sauber certainly becoming more and more competitive against your front-running teams as well. So fantastic to see for all of them. But can we get the power down then again against Zolt? Will he be able to get a run on the Jaguar of Mark Webber down the back straight? Yes, he will, to the outside. Will go the Hungarian, of course, his home Grand Prix next weekend. Webber will try and squeeze him out there, but has to give him fair racing room. As we will try to capitalise as well there. Lock the rears, trying to avoid making contact. We did apparently make contact with Mark Webber, and we're back down to P14 again then. So we are just not making progress early on. We might have taken the setup in the wrong direction this weekend. We've definitely got the speed through turn 1 and turn 2 though. It's around the outside of Marc Genet will go. That has been a very chaotic opening couple of laps, but not particularly good. Oh, David Coulthard with a look up. Oh, hello. Rubens Barrichello there will say thank you very much and slip by the McLaren. But, I'd like to believe, apart from the Williams and the BARs, we've still got the straight line speed over everybody else here at the moment. As David Coulthard then, second time in 3 laps, I guess we're going for this, to the inside again. A very late lunge against our former teammate. But we're through once more. Frentzen is leading the race up at the front of the order, but it's actually, through these high downforce corners we've got the confidence. Rubens Barrichello, of course, the other man that was in with a shot of getting this Ferrari seat for this season, we will be able to navigate there. And Jaguar, they've been very, very quiet so far this campaign, but they have often been just in and around the top 10. Of course, luckily, we've got the modern point system inside this game. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be quite a depressing season so far for Jaguar, because I believe they haven't scored a point yet. It's trying to do the old up and under on Mark Webber to make our way out of Luffield once again then. I'm not too afraid to try and go for moves down here, because I know we've got pretty good high-speed downforce as well. So to the inside of the Australian will go. He's not going to give up on it, though. Round the outside. Make sure we give him some room on the exit. We're going to be wheel-to-wheel in towards Maggins and Beckett's as Yellow's out a little bit further behind. Someone has clearly got mechanical issues. I think it's Villeneuve again. Jacques Villeneuve then into the wall. And what on earth is going on? Have we got a safety car? I don't believe so. Webber's gone past old Baumgartner as well. So, no idea what was going on there. Well, next up then, Alex Wurz in his Renault car. Renault look like they have very good pace, courtesy of Jenson Button in qualifying. But his Austrian teammate there just struggling a little bit more for pace early on. Of course, lucky that his teammate had some penalties, as that is an audacious dive bomb to the inside of the final corner. Wurz will try and come back at me on the exit, but we will make it through. And up then into P6. Those Saubers are going to be tough to catch, though. A very interesting narrative playing out at the front of the order. Frentzen still got the lead of this Grand Prix, but Michael Schumacher over the last couple of lap times has been able to go quicker than his fellow German. We are just a few tenths away from their out-and-out pace at the moment, but we are finding a bit more as we just build up more and more confidence and learn how to drive the car around this circuit. I wouldn't recommend normally making big setup changes to a car right before a Grand Prix, but I guess that's kind of the nature of having a pretty terrible qualifying session. So, oh, come on. Just notice how bad the dirty air is in this generation of cars as well. They were so kind of clean air dependent inside this game there, but can we get a run on Danica out onto the hangar straight? See, she is losing a fair chunk of time to a teammate Jarno Trulli up the road. Don't think she's going to fight this one too aggressively, but again, look how good that Sauber is in a straight line. They must have up-to-date Ferrari engines as Schumacher, another fastest lap. Oh, we got a safety car. So who's gone? I think that's one of the Toyotas? No, I was completely wrong. It's actually Fernando Alonso right at the rear of the field right now. He looks like he's going to be our first casualty of the afternoon. Not the ideal placement to leave the car, but I guess it does make the race interesting. I mean, we are surely going to see every single car into the pit lane then under this safety car. Pretty much just works perfectly in the pit stop times here. Can cost you so much at Silverstone, as we would just like get the car slowed down into the pit lane there. Anthony Davidson running in P3, but he is definitely starting to struggle in the last couple of laps. But yeah, I'm hoping that the team obviously ready after Schumacher's done his pit stop. They are slowly getting there. Come on, we've got to try and get a nice tidy pit stop here, lads. Let's hopefully we won't get held up in the lane. That's fine, we've made it through there, as a couple of cars have had to stay out because they're out on the mediums. Jarno Trulli is going to... Sorry, Danica Patrick even is going to get held up behind me just a little bit. But I think we're going to come out in about P8. So we have only lost a couple of places to other cars. Don't know if we're racing anybody on pit exit. But yeah, we're out in P8 then, just by the nature of a few cars opting to stay out. Well, I believe both McLarens then still out there at the front of the order, so I think Coulthard is currently ahead of Heinz-Harald Frentzen and will control the pace then, ready for this restart. So I'm expecting a bit of chaos as our really fast cars try and navigate a few others. No, Frentzen leads the way. Coulthard is the one following him, so that's worked out perfectly for the Williams man there, because it means neither Ferrari is all over his gearbox as we go green flag racing once again then. This has still been a bit of a lifeline for the second half of the afternoon as we try and get some heat into those front tyres. Oh, Jarno Trulli, you can try and defend it, buddy, but we both know what's going to happen to the inside of the second Sauber. And we are back up into a net P4 with P3 and P2 right in front of us. Schumacher trying to look around the outside today. That is a brave old move, but he's made it work there. McLaren sometimes this year has looked a little bit ropey. I mean, it's kind of looked like what the Ferrari did last year Really, really odd. I don't know if there's some inner workings to this mod. Because Anthony Davidson, thought about it. But we'll have to back out of that through the old turn 1. Might allow us to try and get a run on the BAR man, who I'm sure would love a podium at not only his, but of course the team's home race as well. To try and put the power down on the exit of the corner, then surely we're going to be able to get a run on Anthony Davidson this time. But again, we know how good that BAR car is in a straight line. It's kind of like the Williams, the early turbo hybrid era. As Anthony Davidson, I mean, we were a bit audacious with the send. That was probably my fault, but not afraid to turn in. I'm not afraid, though, to return it once again there, as down the inside we'll go. And he's going to again be battling on the exit of the final corner, like, Mick Schumacher and Max Verstappen a couple of years ago. So that is not the line through 1. To the outside of Marc Genet then. Hopefully we can try and switch him again, do the old up and under. We've done it so many times so far this afternoon. Looking to try and get another one under my belt. Again, that McLaren though just fast enough through that section. Pretty much pushing him along on the exit there. We'll give him a little bit of a boost off of the corner. But you can just see immediately how much Michael has been able to break away. The fact that he's been able to navigate these cars. Really nice run again, though, using that up front wing to get the run out onto the hangar straight once more. 208 miles an hour by the time we get down the end, and down the inside we'll go of Genet there. It didn't quite work on Davidson the lap before, but it will work that time, as Michael now up into P2 then. So he will go in pursuit of Frentzen, who was just on a 1 minute 27. Our best lap, for reference, a 29.2. DRS doesn't matter in this mod, of course. It doesn't work. I do see comments from you guys asking why I don't use it. Down the inside of Zolt Baumgartner will go. You can press to activate the DRS. It just makes exactly 0 difference in a straight line. There we go, David Coulthard. He doesn't want to have another battle with us in this Grand Prix. Into the pit lane he'll come at the end of lap 14 then, as, look at that Schumacher, new fastest lap of the day. So our teammate looking very, very racy. We were a little bit slower that time, but now we have got clear air. Schumacher is still setting fastest laps each and every time around this venue at the moment. 10 laps to go. I'm just starting to believe, that we just have not brought the car the right direction this weekend. I also remember back when F1 2020 was like the game that everybody played, Silverstone was always the one circuit that the AI were ridiculously OP at anyway. So it was always going to be a tall order to really be competitive here. But Schumacher, is taking time out of Frentzen at the front. But unless those two can battle, I think as a recovery drive, P3 isn't bad going. But it's just not where we want to be. Well, I'm just starting to get a little bit concerned at this point of the season what kind of we've set in motion when I mentioned about the fact Frentzen had only taken 1 win. Ever since we said that, he hasn't stopped winning inside this series, which is proving a little bit of a problem for us in the World Championship. Schumacher, though, today has definitely just had a little bit of pace over the German here, but we've just been nowhere near either of them. To be completely honest, we've constantly been a good sort of 4 or 5 tenths away right the way through to the end of the afternoon. I think maybe had Villeneuve still been in the Grand Prix, things could have been quite interesting with the Canadian. But against our 2 German rivals, not a chance today have we been able to get close. And Frentzen, unless something dramatic happens on this last lap, he's going to win 3 Grand Prix in a row and continue to extend his lead in the Drivers' World Championship. Constructors-wise, though, with Villeneuve's 2nd mechanical failure in a row, we're going to take some points out of Williams in that championship, so I guess that does us a bit of good as well at this stage of the campaign. But ultimately, with one of your big 4 retiring from the Grand Prix, this is kind of exactly the result we should be aiming for, at the very least, in this series. But like I said, here at Silverstone, the AI were very, very OP back on F1 2020, but Heinz-Harald Frentzen, though, and Williams, they are going to win yet again here at Silverstone. The German has not put a foot wrong and is now really, really told everybody, if anyone didn't believe he's world champion material, this weekend goes to show it. He will win the British Grand Prix ahead of Michael Schumacher there. Ferrari will get a double podium. Can I do a 126 on the last lap? Yes, I can.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Well, there we are then. Heinzchild, Frentzen, Michael Schumacher, your top two on the grid. They were the top two come the checkered flag there. And I mean, low 1 minute 26s for them. Michael Schumacher's best lap was 5.5 tenths clear of anything we could muster up come the end of the GP. Anthony Davidson comes through for fourth. Again, another brilliant result for BAR ahead of both Saubers there. Button a good recovery after his grid penalties ahead of both Jaguars there and his teammate of Alexander Wurz rounding out the top 10. Poor Giancarlo Fisichella and Toyota. What's that? 4 seconds away from their first points of the year. I really hope we do see some of the backmarker teams score before the end of the campaign there. And, well, McLaren, they are pretty much a stinker. The safety car came out at the wrong time for them, and they just were not able to recover. Raikkonen and Jacques Villeneuve, your two retirements from the afternoon, both of them suffering with mechanical failures. But taking a look then at the Drivers' Championship, gap at the top now up to 24 points. So we need to start taking points out of Frentzen again in these next couple of races there. Schumacher jumps Villeneuve though, so yeah, that is going to mean I think there's 19 points in it in the Constructors right now. Danica Patrick re-jumps Marc Genet in the World Championship as well there, as Jarno Trulli gets some decent points on the board to jump Zob Baumgartner and Alexander Wurz. Constructors-wise, yep, that gap 19 points now at the top of the table. McLaren still just ahead of BAR, despite the terrible result there. Sauber 1 point ahead of Jaguar, and Renault in a very, very lonely 7th place at the moment. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon when Formula 1 returns ready for the Hungarian Grand Prix.